Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. I do not have a grocery haul for you guys because with a lot of stuff going on this week, me and my dad decided we were going to go tomorrow. Well, my dad actually, he doesn't have to get up as early tomorrow, and he's not working overtime like other than Monday when he was home because his car was hit, or like work truck was hit, and had to take it in on, what was I gonna say, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then today he worked overtime. So I think he worked, I think he was saying an hour earlier and stayed an hour later, that they got into work, because if they were to just be oh, we'll just throw 2 hours on at the end or whatever, they would be coming home right at rush hour. And so to try and avoid that, my dad suggested them going in at least an hour earlier and then staying an hour later, and he still was home pretty late because of what seemed like traffic, because for him especially too, everybody sort of, I guess, that he works with comes from all over, but for him, he's an hour pretty much away, but sometimes again during rush hour it can be double that amount of time. So yeah, anyways though, because of that, and my dad was gonna be working late anyway today, and so I was like, well, can we just go tomorrow then to go grocery shopping, because I didn't make my grocery list yesterday. I didn't really have a ton of time today because I woke up late because I slept in, because I went to bed a little late last night, but I was also so sore from sitting in the car. I didn't realize how bad my hips and my back were hurting from sitting in the car. I don't really know what it is either, and I don't know if I'd be more comfortable if I sat in the back seat. I feel like the front seat is more comfortable, but I don't really know. I don't know why riding in the car for too long now, I don't know what it is. Is it my age that's literally just I can't sit for that long? I'm just that uncomfortable. I mean, when we my sophomore going into my junior year of high school, or no, my junior year going into my senior year of high school, with my church to do a mission trip in Canada, and that was, I don't even remember how many hours drive it is, but a very, very long time. I mean, literally an all-day drive. We were in a van. I think we made maybe one stop, and then when we came back we actually went halfway and then stopped in Michigan, I think, and then we came all the way back to Illinois. So we didn't drive the whole way, but we drove the whole way, and I remember being uncomfortable then. Not my back or anything like that. It was more the seats weren't very comfortable, from just sitting in them. And then on top of that too, because we actually sat in the middle row, there wasn't really, I don't know if there was headrests or something like that, but I was trying to sit so I could still talk to everybody, and so it was very uncomfortable just sitting in the car, and the seat belts and all this kind of stuff too, because they're and I'm a short person too, but they're a mile high, and so they're all across my neck and stuff like that, so to try and keep it underneath you and everything, yeah, it was just a huge pain. But I remember it just being the time didn't, you know, pass sort of quickly, because we were you know, all hanging out and stuff like that, and there was a lot of people in the van to talk to, you know. But I just remember being somewhat uncomfortable, being oh my gosh, I need to get up and stretch my legs, you know. Like I said, maybe we made 1 or 2 stops. I remember stopping at a gas station at one point. I don't remember where, but yeah, so like I said, there was, maybe we made a couple stops at different points, but you know, again, when we drove through the second time, we stopped and, you know, like I said, spent the night at a hotel and then went back, you know, and drove through. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't remember being that uncomfortable when I rode. Like I said, I don't remember how many hours long it was, but it was I want to say 10 plus hours. I think that sounds right. So at first I was oh, it was 8 hours, and I was no, I feel it was maybe 12, 11, 14. I don't remember. But again, it was a long time. I don't think 14, that does not sound right, but I almost want to say it was maybe close to 10 or something, 8, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, I totally don't know. Like, I know that, like, okay, yesterday to go to my grandparents' house was 2 hours, and again, they're still in Illinois, so it definitely was like longer than that, like, but I don't totally know. And when we go up to Wisconsin, I feel like that's like a 5-hour drive, maybe something, 4 hours, maybe 4 hours, 4 to 5 or something like that. So like I said, I feel like 10 is pretty close to going to Canada, up to Toronto, which was where we ended up going. So yeah, like I said, I don't totally know 100%, but that the time sounds right. But anyways, the 2 hours that I spent, you know, 4 hours in total yesterday, like I said, I don't know why, it was just, and I spent 2 hours on Sunday in total round trip, you know, to go to other family on Sunday. So in total, like 6 hours within like a, what is that, 3-4 day span, 3 day span, Sunday, and then yeah, 4 day span, I guess, sort of, you know, 6 hours in the car. And I feel like that's sort of a lot. Like, I mean, it's not crazy, but, and so I was thinking that today probably would have helped if I would have gotten up and maybe moved around a little bit more, gotten some exercise, maybe took a walk or something like that. Maybe did that yesterday when I came home, and like maybe stretched or something like that. But again, my like back was tight and my hips were like hurting. And so, like, they're not as sore now, but yeah, guys, like I said, I don't know, is that like a thing that like when you just get old? Like, I never remember my parents ever really either. Like, when we would go to Wisconsin, like, I remember my parents being like, oh, I need to stretch. And my mom, I remember too, like, we drove up there one time, I think it was when she was pregnant with Matthew, and you know, and like she wasn't like, oh my gosh, like I remember probably having to stop to go to the bathroom an awful lot, but like she wasn't like, oh my gosh, like my legs, my back, my hips and stuff like that. I was like, is there just like something wrong with me, like, you know? But like she was saying too, like her neck and her back were a little sore today. But okay, so I used this like back pillow that's supposed to be like help support you while you're in the car, and so I used that because I was like, I figured that after Sunday drive, I was like, I probably need something that will help. So my mom had this thing, she has 2 different ones, and so I used one of them. I couldn't find the other one, and so, and it's sort of like a cushion, you know, sort of thing. The other one is like a like mesh one that sort of like, I don't know, like pushes you. It's like has not springs, but it's sort of like, I don't know, like pushes you away from the chair sort of. But the problem was with the whole thing was that I was sitting too far away in the chair that I couldn't lean my head back. So I couldn't use the actual headrest in the car. So I needed like a second headrest to like come out further so I could rest my head. So my neck was hurting on top of that. And I think that like everything in total just is sort of screwed up because I used actually the back pillow. I think maybe it possibly made it worse. So like I said, I don't know. But today I ended up, I did dishes this morning, and I unloaded the dishwasher, and when I made myself dinner tonight, I chopped up some cantaloupe, and I was like, that's about as productive as I've been today. So yeah, we did end up going to the grocery stores though, because my dad is not like working overtime. I don't know, he's doing some type of like service call thing or something along those lines, and but yeah, he doesn't have to get up early, but, and I think he'll be back earlier, but he has a doctor's appointment, so he's like, we'll still have to go later, but it would be probably actually wind up being the same time as it would have been today, and at least I'll get the chance to actually make my grocery list. Whereas this morning I woke up sort of late. I didn't get up until like 11 o'clock, I think. Like I said, I slept in, I was pooped. Driving takes a lot out of you. I honestly feel like I wouldn't have been, like, if I would have walked, like, in total, like, been on my feet walking around for 4 hours yesterday, I probably wouldn't feel as sore as I did from sitting in the car. Like, does that make sense? Like, if I had just like not walked to their house or anything like that, but if I had just spent like 4 hours straight on my feet yesterday walking around, I don't think I would feel as sore as I do today from sitting in the car for that long. So that's why I was like, I just think that my body is just not cut out for like sitting for 2 hours straight, 4 hours in total. Like, I just don't think that, like I said, it was cut out for that. Or 6 hours, you know, this entire week, and just sort of like not doing a whole ton. You know, like got up and stuff like that, but I didn't do like any projects. We didn't, you know, go and, you know, like do anything like real, like, you know, physical work or anything like that too. too, so like I'm stiff because of that too, and I was like, I need to get up, go move around, go walk, go do something. That's what I should have done today. Instead I was lazy and was like, I'm sore, I just want to sit here. So yeah, like I said, probably could have done something else to have helped the situation, but like now, just from sort of like resting, I actually do feel better. So, but I feel like that's counterproductive to what the problem was. Like the resting, the sitting was what caused it in the first place. But I also think that like it's not like the car seats just aren't that comfortable. Like they're not that great support to like sit in for that long either. Like sitting in my bed in a position that I can be comfortable in is better than sitting in the car where like I can't. So anyways though, guys, yeah, like I said, I didn't wind up getting to too much today, but I'm gonna, like I said, do my grocery list. I'm gonna get to the stores tomorrow, and to Valley Produce and Caputo's, and then we'll just do Jewel and Aldi on Saturday. However, in the future, because again my dad does have overtime work that he has to be doing now, Saturdays we might not wind up going to the stores on Saturday mornings. We might have to go like on Sundays or something like that, to like Jewel and to Aldi. So that might wind up being what we have to do. But like on top of that too, it's like now we don't have any projects. Like we can't do projects on the weekend because my dad has so much extra work to do. So not only is he working like his regular like time and then extra hours added on to that, he also has to work on possibly one day on the weekend, which will most likely be Saturday. So I was like, my goodness. But it is a little bit better, I guess, because like sometimes when he's had overtime, he's had to work like night, sort of like night shift time almost, where like he, you know, like gets up and then like goes and is working from like, I don't know, like 2 o'clock or noon or something like that until like, you know, like nighttime or super late, or like 5 o'clock until, you know, whatever. So and then I also don't never figure like how long it takes him to actually drive, which is normally an hour or two. So, but a lot of times he would go on like at night. So I guess this is at least a little bit better. He's still just working like days, just extra time on to that. But yeah, anyways guys, also too, I'm out of coffee, we're out of milk, we're out of like tortillas, we're out of like a million things. So we need to get to the grocery stores. I will share that with you guys most likely in tomorrow's vlog.